Hey, we bring you greetings from New Beginnings Church, where we're a small church with a big heart, where everybody's somebody, we all are one big happy family. Listen, on yesterday, let me give a shout out to Eric Williams, my close classmate, for sharing a thing from Ricky Smiley with me. That really blessed me, so I was able to bless the young men on yesterday, man, that thing. And we only just kind of touched on certain parts of it, but we haven't gotten to all of it yet. But listen, we talked about one part where the guy that was cutting Ricky Smiley's hair said sometimes you have to separate in order to elevate. Now that thing really blessed me, because I understood that I had to cut some people off. You know, I used to do a lot of things that wasn't right. You know, I ain't always been who I am now. I think sometimes people forget that, but I've been a good guy all the time. But listen, I understood that sometimes you have to separate in order to elevate. Now, what I was thinking about, this is what I forgot to tell the young men on yesterday. I forgot to tell them that about Jesus, and when Jesus was with his mother and father or stepdad or whatever, that when Jesus came 12 years old, Mary and Joseph left Jesus behind by mistake. And when they left Jesus behind, they got to a certain place, they understood that Jesus was not there. And when they saw that Jesus wasn't there, they turn around, they find Jesus in the synagogue teaching. So when Jesus gets through teaching, Mary and Joseph come to him and say, hey, it's time for you to go, come on and go with us. And Jesus said, Mother, I must be about my Father's business. Now, because of the separation, Jesus' elevation came. Because of the separation, because of his mother and father leaving him behind, that's what caused the separation. And the separation caused him to become Jesus, or to become the leader. So sometimes it takes you being separated in order for you to be elevated. Now, I often let me and Cameron been watching Home Alone 1 and 2. So I showed Cameron that sometimes when Macaulay Culkin got separated from his mother and father and they left him behind in the house, he could do what he wanted to do, but in the separation, he learned how to take care of himself to be elevated to the next level. Sometimes it takes separation to elevate you. Sometimes you got to cut people off. You got to get rid of people because those people are hindering you or they are holding you down. And what I want to tell you today is sometimes, also in this thing, I didn't get a chance to tell them that I have never seen a helium balloon go up if a rock is tied to it. And for the rock, you know, when you get a balloon, oftentimes they'll put a weight on it to hold it down. What is happening is until you separate from the dead weight, hold on. I should have told the young men this on yesterday, but I missed it. But until they cut loose the dead weight, the things that are holding them down, the things that are holding them back, the people that are telling them that they need to smoke drugs and do all this alcohol and stay out all night and party and do all this crazy stuff, until you separate yourself, you take the weight off of the balloon. The balloon can go on and it can soar because it has helium in it. But one thing I have learned about a helium balloon, that if you keep the weight on it long enough, eventually the balloon will come to the atmosphere that's holding this down. Y'all, hold on. It's like, listen. If you keep the balloon tied to the dead weight, eventually the balloon is going to die also, and it's going to come down to the level. Johnson, come on, you on to something this morning. Listen. The balloon will eventually come to the level of the thing that's holding this down. Y'all hear me? If you leave that helium balloon tied to that rock, tied to that little thing that they put on it, if you leave it there long enough, eventually the balloon will not soar and go to a different place or be found somewhere else. It will stay there and die. Yeah, hold on. The balloon will eventually, it'll be steady trying to pull, but the force that's holding it down will hold it to a point that it won't be able to go where God wants it to be until you cut. Listen. Let me help y'all this morning. This thing has got me so excited. I'm on the way to church, but I just want to drop a nugget in you because I'm not preaching today. But separation to be elevated. Once Jesus was separated, then he could get the disciples. Then he could do what God wanted them to do. Then he could go on the path that he needed to go on. But it caused a separation. Just like the balloon, if you leave it there, it's going to get stagnated. It's going to stay and it's going to conform to the element that it is in. God bless you this morning, man. I'm telling you, this thing got me so excited. God bless. Listen. Separate to elevate. That's what I talked to the young men a little bit on that yesterday about being separated from people and being separated, but I didn't get to the part about Jesus being separated and all that good stuff. But sometimes you have to be separated all the time. You got to separate yourself from different people and different things in order to go up. Don't allow the rock to hold you down. God bless you.